of the new play called Juice. We have Janet Meyer-Jackman and Kimberly Swartz.
Yay!
Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bart.
Longtime theater impresario in Jackson. You created the All-American Christmas.
Along with Bill Bivens and Barb Palmer.
Yeah.
And Dion Ogen. Yes.
And you've been involved in theater for many years.
That's how we met.
You're a longtime theater person too,
Yes.
Kimberly.
I am.
I love to boast. I'm going to boast. She was one of the founding members of the Michigan Shakespeare Festival when it was in the park.
Oh.
That's
wow.
going back a ways. That's when we first met.
That's a ways back.
That's when we met. Yep.
I drove by that little entrance to the space in the park and thought, let's bring that back.
I would like to see it back in Jackson, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Mosquitoes did you in.
I forgot about
Might have been
those.
it, yeah.
So you guys are working on something new, a new play
We
called
are.
Juice.
Yeah, it's here.
You wrote it.
I did. I did.
Had you ever written a play before?
Short ones, but this is my first time doing a full play. And it started about 4 years ago, and I got first scene or two done. And I had Kimberly come over along with Elena Kerr, who will be playing Juice. And they read for me at the kitchen table, and I kept working on it.
Now we have the details of the presentation, and many of our viewers might see some familiar names in addition to Elena, and that is Michelle Mountain, who has done a lot of work at Purple Rose.
Absolutely, absolutely. I met Michelle back in '96, and we did a workshop at the Purple Rose together, and we remained friends. And the concert reading is finally, we've had some readings of Juice along the way, because I like to hear it so I can rewrite. And finally got Juice to a point where she's ready for a public reading. And I'm excited about that.
Next, 2 Fridays, in 2 Fridays.
November 4th
November 4th.
is a Saturday.
Oh, no Friday, Saturday.
Right.
Saturday, November 4th at 7:30. Now first explain a concert reading.
Okay. A concert reading is an evening that is embellished a little bit. You go to theater readings at libraries and what have you, and listen to a new play, and people give their feedback, and it helps the playwright and the director understand the changes they need to make. And a concert reading is basically an embellishment of that reading. There's a little more added to it, and then we're going to have some live music beforehand of some music that feeds into the play. But it has also been created to be a fundraiser for the Ware Shelter in the Michigan Theater. All the proceeds at the box office will go be 50-50 split between the two.
Kimberly, you were in early stages of this writing.
I was.
You got cast right away because, did your part get written for you, or were you chosen for the part after it was written?
That's more of a Jan question. I think she may have had me in mind while she was writing it, but I wouldn't say that it's autobiographical.
It's not autobiographical.
So Juice, let's find out what this play's about. What is Juice?
Juice revolves around a young woman who left home in Ohio and went to New York City. And she's been there 10 years and has raised her daughter there and is surviving, and her estranged mother comes to visit unannounced. What would you do, Bart?
In the 70s.
What would you do? Well, I would like to think I wouldn't have been estranged with my mother first.
Well, in this
like to
case,
think
she
that.
was, and takes place in Greenwich Village in the 1970s.
Oh, you're a hippie.
I'm not the hippie.
No, you're a hippie.
The
daughter's a
she's
hippie. Are you the daughter?
I'm actually
No,
a
not the
hippie.
daughter.
No. The daughter's a hippie, we'll say that.
Yeah, we can. So, and it takes place during that time period, and it's about basically a relationship between a mother and a daughter, and figuring things out where they're at and where they're going to go. And some occurrences happen that filter back up some past experiences that is difficult to talk about. And it does contain some strong language, and
Some
go ahead.
hard-to-face subjects.
Exactly.
Hard to face subjects.
So it's for
Yes.
mature
Yeah.
audiences.
Mm. So you're the mom. So are you? The audience, are they going to be sympathetic
To me?
to your side, or the daughter?
I think it has been written so that you see my character's side of things, but you also see my daughter's side of things. And so I hope the audience will be sort of all torn up.
How do you write a play?
Siding with both.
How do you know how to write a play?
I can't answer that. It just comes to me, and I just write.
Did you go to any writing workshops or?
I have. I've participated. The Purple Rose has been instrumental in my growth in theater, taking directing there, and then Playwright workshops there. And then I've also studied with the acting studio and the Dramatists Guild. And I take it seriously, and I enjoy writing. A lot of research goes into writing. You do a lot of research, and again, many readings have gone through. I had living room readings with other theater family, and so you're going to see 30 years of friendship that's making this happen on that Saturday night.
Since you say it's a heavy subject, why choose that as your first play?
I wanted to create a voice for those that feel they don't have a voice. And so it allows those survivors to see something that allows them to see themselves and hopefully move forward. We've had those reactions after a few of the readings.
Yeah.
She's been part of it. And I never expected that. And that's been the gift.
Yeah, people have really identified with some of the characters.
Well, I'm sure you're hopeful that this goes on to become a production and wins awards and all that. But this is step one. Is this typically what happens with a new play?
They generally, not a concert reading, mostly just a reading. But I am thrilled to this point. Anything after this is just icing on the cake. To have my theater family so involved and so supportive, and my personal family and my husband so supportive during the whole thing, writing for 6 to 10 hours in the middle of the night, or having to pop up in the middle of the night just to write because it's there. That's the part of the process people don't understand.
It really is. It's a surprise to me because what's a play? 2 hours, and you write for hours and hours.
In hours.
In
And
years?
rewrites. And rewrites.
Who else is in the show, in the reading with you, Kimberly?
Elena Kerr is playing Juice, my daughter, and John Lennox is playing my ex-husband.
And then Patrick's being cast at this time.
Yes.
Oh, so how many roles are there?
There's 4.
I was telling you before the show. I was telling Janet my theater background. She did not offer me a role, but I guess I didn't sell it, did I?
Well, I will write you one, Bert.
I told Janet I've been in things that I can't remember my lines. I admit that, so that's not an actor you want. Except people are reading the.
Yes,
The
they have it
the
right
reading.
there. It's not a full production. They will be there with their microphones and their books and reading it. And I hope everyone will have a good evening. But remember, this is for a good cause. It's for the Aware Shelter and the Michigan Theater, and 2 things I firmly believe in this community.
Now you say survivors. You'll have it's a story about survivors and estrangement and Aware being the beneficiary. So
Right.
is it an abusive relationship that's in this play?
A reflection of that, maybe.
Yeah.
Without giving anything away.
The aftermath,
Mhm.
maybe.
How long was the mother and the daughter? How long had it been since they saw each other?
10
I think it's 10 years, yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else we need to know? Brandon, you have any questions?
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
You should come.
It's going to be, it's the cast, everyone involved, all the way to the lighting and sound. Everybody are top drawer involved with it, and they've come forward, and it's been a real blessing.
Yes, well, you've got big names on stage and directing, so it sounds like something I'd like to see too. So,
Well, be great.
yeah, good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Can you say that? Break
Yeah.
a leg. Break a leg.
I
All the
won't, but
legs.
yeah.
All right. From Juice, Janet Meyer Jackman and Kimberly Swartz.
Thank you.